What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in to Starting Lineup Podcast. I'm your host, Hands Down Sports, of course. Hit that like button and subscribe to my channel because today we're going to be talking about the NBA AllStar game, this Phil Jackson 40-20 rule I just learned about yesterday, MLB odds of winning the World Series, and my thoughts on that, and of course this Super Bowl parade over in Philly. Got kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Die-hard fans. Straight up die-hard fans. So, hit that like button for me. Subscribe to my channel. I charge $0. Very expensive to be listening to me this morning or this afternoon or tonight, whatever, whenever you had the chance to tune in. And of course, sit back, get that yak, kid. Light up that J. Because Hands Down Sports got you, my G. Let's get it. Alright, let's get right into it. The NBA will be this first subject that I talk about today. Basketball. Of course, because, it's the AllStar game, man. I'm not sure if you're tuning in. So far, they showed or showcased the rookie game. I'm not sure what team won, but, one of those the team that won is going to be in this All-Star game today. They're going to have 4 teams, 3 games in one night. They have to score 40 first. That's this thing. So we have Team Kenny, we have Team Chuck, Team Shaq, and Team Candace. Now I saw, because I just started following Basketball Forever, Twitter, X page, I don't know what you call that app nowadays, but they have some cool, images and stuff about basketball there, and that's, you'll see it right behind me or right next to me here in my video. They did show that the Shaq team, which is the one that I'm gonna root for them, man. They got LeBron James, Steph Curry. They got KD, you know what I'm saying? They got my G Lillard, and they got Tatum on this squad, man. And I'm like, whoa, my dude, that's a hell of a team, man. I think that with that experience of those 3, LeBron, KD, and Steph, watch out, babe. You can't leave none of them open. They'll post you up. They'll find that open man for a 3, and their shot is official. I think Team Chuck went kind of big. They got like Wemby and they got the Joker, but I don't know who else is on that squad, or Team Kenny. I don't know who he got over there. Team Candace. I'm not sure what's going on there, but hopefully you guys tune in, and hopefully these games is good. Hopefully this new setup is official. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going away from the traditional like East and West, All-Star game. Now the guys that won the different contests yesterday, you see here in skills challenge, it was Team Cavs, Spider, and his boy. They got that done. I think the Spurs with Wemby and CP3, they try to find like a little hack to the skills challenge and got disqualified for it. Hey, whatever, it is all good. The 3-point champion is Tyler Hero from the Miami Heat. That was what's up. That right there. Congratulations, my G. And then we have a 3-time NBA dunk champion. And he's not even in the NBA, my dude. He's in the G League for the Orlando Magic, Mac McClung. And he also jumped over the Kia car, just like Blake did. But he does join my guy, who just got, out of surgery, Nate Robinson, as the only 2 dudes that have won the NBA Slam Dunk Championship 3 times. And I think they both did it 3 times in a row. I'm not sure. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. Now, I've always been intrigued with how the All-Star Game jerseys come out. They got a great team that do that. But I think my favorite, and I would love to know what your favorite All-Star, NBA All-Star team jersey is. I like it clean, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like 90s guy. So, the All-Star games in the 90s, 90, 91, 2, 3, 4, very, very clean. Those are my favorite, like All-Star game, apparel and jerseys and stuff. I never bought them, but I like how they look. There was a vote recently, and I believe the 2003 NBA jerseys were like the fans' favorites, which I believe that's the year that like Iverson and Marbury, they went off and they went to like a double overtime, shooting threes like crazy and stuff, and they went off on there. I think that's the year, but I think those jerseys were official. I don't remember. Maybe I'll put it right here next to me so I can check it out. But let me know which All-Star game jerseys you like, and have you ever bought one of those jerseys before? I've never bought a USA team jersey. I've only bought like the actual team, either away or home, jerseys. But you let me know, my G. And then something that I just learned yesterday. Your man's Phil Jackson, Hall of Fame coach, won like all the championships in the NBA as a coach and as a player. He won. He's the last one to win a chip with the Knicks, man. So since 2008, he's been saying of this 40-20 rule, of basically saying like, what is it? I wrote it down over here. I'm not even looking at it right now. Let me see. True NBA Finals contenders. And his method is 40-20. Basically saying that the teams that have won 40 games in the NBA before they lost 20 are true NBA contenders, and they can win it all. And 16 out of 17 NBA champions that have reached that 40-20 criteria have won the NBA championship. The only team that has won the NBA championship out of that 16 out of 17 was the Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks, and was it several years ago with Giannis and stuff like that. They're the only team that won this NBA championship that season without this 40-20 rule, which is not a real rule. It's just something that Phil Jackson came up with, I guess, with his studies of, the NBA. So there's only 4 teams that have won the championship not being a 40-20 squad. So, I'm going to start looking that up so I can talk about it in my next video. But that's pretty interesting. I got it from this Basketball Forever Twitter page. They're doing their thing, so go check them out. I really like that page. I'm glad I ran into it yesterday. As you can see, I'm using some of their images and stuff. So good looking, my G. You guys do a hell of a job over there. I love it. Now this year, the list is basically OKC and the Cavs. So that might be the NBA Finals, because they haven't even lost 20 games yet. A good chance, of course, is the defending champions, the Boston Celtics. And they got the Memphis Grizzlies. They haven't lost 20 games yet. And then a long shot, they always got to put my Knicks on the long shot to win the championship this year. And they haven't lost 20 games yet, including Denver and your Lakers, who just got, your man Luka over there. So I'm going to go with this 40-20 rule, because the Knicks are going to be in the finals. And we're going to win it all, babe. I don't know how y'all feel about that. Leave some comments below, but that's my squad, babe. And that's who's going to do it this year. You let me know. And then I want to give props to my guy. I mean, he was an NBA All-Star, for the Boston Celtics in the beginning of his career, man. But Isaiah Thomas is in the G League and just kicking, and taking names, my G. I don't know who should sign him. I mean, there's definitely some NBA teams that would need a point guard like him coming off the bench. Knicks, I know we got Payne and he's solid, but this guy right here, yo, man, his resume shows it. I don't know what the real reason for him to, be in and out of the NBA. I don't, I don't recall him being a troublemaker and nothing like that. I know there was some mention about his height, but come on, dogs. If you can ball at the top level, that's all. That's all that you need, man. You know what I'm saying? So give the man a chance, dogs. Don't sign him to a 10-day. Just be like, all right, after the All-Star game to the end of the season, you'll be on our squad. Here's $2 million. You know what I'm saying? And call it a night and see what he does for you, man. Because I know he's solid. And then to end this NBA talk right here, the 2025 Hall of Fame, babe. And you know my guy. You know what I'm saying? One of the main hosts of 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, Carmelo Anthony, is on that Hall of Fame list, and he talked about it in his podcast. So go back and listen to that, how he felt getting that phone call, man. But I know he's on the ballot. He's making it to the Hall of Fame, B. And another dude that I think it will make it as well is Dwight Howard. He's on that 2025 Hall of Fame list. Somebody that kind of caught me by surprise was Buck Williams. It's like, Buck Williams in the Hall of Fame? I know he had a long career. I mean, he played I remember him playing for the Trailblazers. He played for the New Jersey Nets and some other squads and stuff. Big time defender, block shotter, rebounder. But I didn't think he was Hall of Fame, quality or stat wise. So, good luck to him, man. I hope he makes it to the Hall of Fame. The coach, Billy Donovan of the NCAA Florida Gators, is on that list to make it to the Hall of Fame. A WNBA player from the Minnesota Lynx, Sylvia Fowles, if I'm pronouncing that right. Sylvia's can be a Hall of Famer this year in 2025. And then Mickey Arison. I didn't know that the owner could make it to the Hall of Fame, but the contribution is there because besides him owning one of the best cruise lines in the world, which I cruise on all the time, and I'm a platinum guest, and like and subscribe to this channel, my G, because my dream is to be at those sports bars on his cruise ships doing this podcast, man. Make the dream come true, baby. Help me out. But Mickey Arison, of course, he's the one that brought the Miami Heat to the NBA, and all the success that they've had, and just being a top class franchise. He's gonna make it to the Hall of Fame, man. He's gonna stick, put his name in that list, man. That's gonna be really cool, and I hope that I can watch it. Now to my next segment, the gentleman's game, and that's baseball, the MLB, where when we win championships, we're not doing what Philadelphia Eagles just did, and I'll be talking about that later. But of course, MLB is starting, and me as a Dominican who loves baseball, I was decent. I know how to play, son, but I didn't make it to any top level college or pro or minor league or none. But love to watch. It doesn't matter what team. I don't care what league. You know what I'm saying? If I get the opportunity, I watch baseball. You know what I'm saying? So we got Ohtani in the bullpen, throwing and looking sharp, man. Looking really good, actually. Besides the 50-50, what other record he's going to do as a pitcher and DH? We'll see what's going on over there. That pitcher Skeens from Pittsburgh, my dude, I read an article that he just added 2 more pitches to his arsenal. Deadly, man. He's going to try to improve after his rookie season where he took the world by storm kind of thing. Can't wait to see that. I mean, Pittsburgh Steelers in the NFL, I think that's a football city. But when Pittsburgh Pirates are doing their thing and they're, contenders, people will come and watch. Their stadium is beautiful, and I would like to visit very soon. But my main topic is going to be the teams that are favored to win it all this year. And the odds are out. And as you can see, I'll leave that right there. Oh, well, I had recorded it because I couldn't take a screenshot. But of course, as you can see, the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Mets, the Braves are on top of the list. And then comes Boston, Houston, Philly, 12 out of 1 odds. And I think Philly has a really good chance to make it to the World Series and take it down. I was thinking that they were going to do that last year or the year before, even though the World Series that I wanted to see was, Dodgers, Yankees, and, didn't go to Game 7 and 9, so very disappointing. But then in the middle of this group, they got Cleveland, 25 to 1 odds. They got the Mariners at 25 to 1 odds. I mean, the Mariners haven't even sniffed a World Series. They haven't even been there yet as a franchise. So, like I mentioned in my last video, I would love to see them make it and win one. Good Lord. At least one, right? Now, let me see here. Detroit and the Cubs. I mean, Detroit is 35 to 1 odds at the moment. But that should be a little bit better, man, right? Because Detroit made it to the playoffs last year, man. They surprised a lot of people, man. Cleveland got a chip on their shoulder, so I know that they're going to be trying to, get to the promised land. The Royals and the Brewers are really good squads, and they're 40 to 1 odds. I mean, I think that's not fair, babe. The Royals are coming up. Like they got a good team, man. I think they just have to add like 1 or 2 veterans, and the Royals can make some moves. But they made it to the playoffs last year, and then the Brewers should be the best team in the Central of the National League. I think they got pitching, they got a closer, they got everything, man. And one of their players is coming back this year, the left fielder. I can't remember his name right now, but. I like those odds. I'm going for that Cleveland team, man, to make it to the World Series. Philly, Cleveland, World Series. Hey, man, I'm talking a little crazy, I know. But then my Blue Jays, babe. I mean, no, before I talk about the Blue Jays, the Chicago Cubs are 30 to 1 odds of making it to the World Series and winning it all. So I'm like, yo. They improved their squad, man. They're going to be much better. Just like Boston did. They're going to be much better. But Toronto, babe. 60 to 1 odds. I think that might be right on point, man. I don't think they're a World Series championship squad, man. They added some pieces. They want to get Vlad under a long-term contract. So that way, basically build around him and Bichette. But Toronto, they ain't ready, babe. Let's see this year how it goes down, because I think Scherzer teaching those guys that are there, and they're good. They got good pitchers, man. They got good starters. Their closer's decent. I think he's an AllStar. You know what I'm saying? But they got to put it together. You know what I mean? They need like an intervention. Like they need to hang out, for a weekend and get to know each other like brothers. And I think that will, give them that edge to make it to the World Series. But as you can see on the bottom of the list, the Marlins, and I like the Marlins, man. I'm a fan of the Marlins because I was a season ticket holder for them for about 3 seasons when they were right before they moved to where they are right now in that dome. But 300 to 1 odds. I'm going to put $200 that they win the World Series this year. The Rockies and the White Sox, man, I feel bad for those people, those guys that are on those squads, because they made it to the pros. They're good, man, but they shouldn't be. The White Sox losing 121 games last year. That's bad, man. And there's players that were like, yo, please, whatever you got to do to get me out of here. So their stadium is official. Their jerseys is hard for the streets. I mean, I don't know, man. There's something going on behind the scenes that I'm not aware of, that they're this bad, man. And the Rockies too, their stadium is official. They got their jerseys is nice. But why doesn't anybody want to, you know, play over there? I don't know, man. And it's not as bad as the White Sox, but we'll see what's going on. And to end this segment here, who's going to be a 30-30, a 40-40, and is there going to be another 50-50? Now, of course, if you check my previous videos, I was at that Marlins game when the Dodgers came into town, and Ohtani destroyed that team by himself, got his 50-50, and made history. I saw that. I got it on video, baby. I almost caught that ball. It was like 20 feet away from me. Yo, Ohtani, next time, just a little bit more to the left. But, of course, if you saw my last video, I think Ellie De La Cruz will be on that 30-30. And then my guy Ramirez, man, from Cleveland. Why I can't remember his first name right now. It's embarrassing. I'm very sorry about that, because I have a friend of mine that lives in Toronto, my guy Manopla, and he knows Ramirez personally. So I'm a little embarrassed that right now I got this brain fart and I can't remember his name, but I do hope he gets his 30-30. He might go for 40-40, dogs, because he's going to be really pissed off because they did my dude wrong last year, man. They had to play that game the next day, bro, for him to get that opportunity. There was history in the making right there, babe. And one home run. That's all he needed was one home run, bro. But anyways, we'll go to my next segment, Tackle Football, and talk about a couple of things that have just hurt my heart, bro, to even read, see, watch on Twitter. Yo, Twitter was on fire yesterday, bro. So, let's get to it. Like I was just mentioning, man, the Philadelphia Eagles are the Super Bowl champs, and they had their parade. And before I get to that, man, I don't know what to say, man. I mean, let's quickly say that Raheem Mostert is a free agent. The Dolphins from Miami have released him. Somebody might pick him up. I think he's still good for another 1 or 2 years, but he's a guy that's injury prone, unfortunately. But when healthy, he's electrifying. And then Travis Kelce has a big decision. If you go to his podcast that he has with his brother, you'll see why. He's contemplating, should he return next season? I mean, he's young enough to do so. He probably has a good 5 years left to play in the NFL, bar injuries, of course. But I think his motivation should be what he was talking about. He's just basically let down his team. He wasn't the same motivator. He wasn't that same guy that comes through in the clutch, and he felt bad that he didn't really, get his team on the same page while the Super Bowl was going, and they didn't score in the first half, and then they tried to make this comeback, but it was too late, my G, and he really feels bad about it. So hopefully he does come back next year, because Kansas City is still a good team. They can definitely make it to another Super Bowl. My homie has 8 seasons, even though he didn't play his rookie year. So I say 7 seasons, and he's been to 5 Super Bowls. My dude, Kelce, just come back, see what happens. And if you make it to the Super Bowl again, I think the outcome, of just your performance will be different, win or lose, and then decide to hang it up. And if you don't make it to the Super Bowl, you had a great career, man. We can't talk about the greatest tight ends without mentioning your name. So that's how it goes down. I'm here in Orlando, Florida, so the Jaguars is a big deal for us because we don't have NFL football team here. I do gotta drive like an hour and a half to see Tampa Bay, and like maybe 2.5 hours to see the Jaguars, and then down south, 3 hours away from me, we got the Dolphins. The Dolphins are a good team, but they're missing some pieces, right, to get to the next level. Tampa Bay won the Super Bowl when Brady was there. They did really good. Baker Mayfield is the shit, you know what I'm saying? And he's playing amazing football right now. So they're in the right direction. But the Jaguars, they got a lot of work to do, man. You know, they got some pieces like a quarterback, a running back, a wide receiver now, but they got to put it together. They need a way better defense. They need a way better facility because their stadium, I haven't been there, so I want to make a video. I need to go this year to check it out before that new stadium is built because they're going to basically build around it to improve what they have at the moment and make it state of the art. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we need the NFL, National Football League, needs to stop sending the Jaguars overseas to play those games during, you know, when they go to Europe and stuff like that. Because they're not winning, bro. Like, why are you sending a bad team? Send teams that are like above 500, you know what I'm saying? But that's their decision, right? And right now, the big thing is that the Jaguars have been interviewing like a million guys for the GM spot. That general manager spot, which I think this guy right here next to me is going to win it. He's going to be chosen to be their GM, James Gladstone. I mean, all the guys that have been interviewing have great resumes, so it's a hard decision, man. I'm glad I'm not the one trying to pick that one, but they got to get the right guy in there to get the right draft picks, the right, deals with, free agents and potential trades and stuff like that. So they got a big job to do, man, if they want the Jacksonville Jaguars to be relevant. And now let's get to very sad news here with National Football League. Philadelphia Eagle fans, I'm telling you, man, there's something wrong. There's something in the water. Una vaina, loco. Yo no sé qué le está pasando a esta gente, loco, pero Howie Roseman, during the parade, he's on one of the floats, one of the, vans or whatever, and somebody threw a beer can that happened to hit this dude right on the forehead. Look at that, dogs. Yo, my G, that's a concuss. He got concussed, B, for real. I bet you he did, son. He's not gonna mention it though, but he's probably in the hospital. Like, yo, how do you enjoy the parade after that happens? And who the hell threw that shit, son? Like, if I was Mr. Roseman, I'd be like, look, the Eagles ain't gonna play another game until we find out who did that to me. Because why would you throw that? Everybody that's there are fans of the Eagles. You're not gonna find other fans. Like, there's nobody there that's a Jet fan that can mix in because of the colors, or Green Bay. You know what I mean? Like, who did that, son? Embarrassing. And then even worse, the police were in fuego over there because allegedly, like 7 people got shot, dogs, during this parade. And I'm like, wait, that can't be real, man, because everybody's in a good mood. But then alcohol's involved, and somebody stepped on my shoe. Yeah. But I don't know, man. I can't even call it, so I'm not even gonna say that it was some, criminal that did this. But my G, like, come on, B. This is a good thing for the city, man. Your beloved team won the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts' second time going to the Super Bowl, and they won it. And then you won with what's his name? No me recuerdo. When you guys beat the Patriots, what was that quarterback that came in from the bench? Man, I don't remember, babe. But anyways, the Eagles have been very good team in the last 10 years, man. I mean, and you're going to do this? This is how you represent your squad? Like, that can't be because you're happy. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to end my whole podcast on that, man. It's just, I hope they catch the person who did this, or whoever. Like, if it's multiple people, whatever, man. I would hate to go and celebrate at the parade. Like me, I'm from New York, my G. I could have gone to tons of Yankee parades when they were winning World Series. And you think I was going to go over there with a Mets hat or something? Or I was going to go over there and bash the team? Like, oh, you guys are lucky you guys won. No, man, I would have been there like, oh, enjoying the whole thing, from beginning to end. I mean, I was lucky enough to live in Miami, Florida, when LeBron was playing for the Miami Heat and they won those two back-to-back championships. The parade that was done in Brickell basically passed right by where I was working. And lucky enough, the staff there was like, hey, we're all going to go watch the parade. And we all went outside, took photos. One of my co-workers there, Jaime, was like, I remember when the Marlins won the World Series and they did the same thing. They came around, this particular street right in front of that, those buildings and where they worked, and how amazing it was to see. And for me too, man, I was like, wow, they're right there, son, like right there. You can see these guys waving and, popping champagne and, just with their families. Everybody's there with their families, man. You know what I mean? Like, to have that negative, kind of stuff, it's like, you're like only in Philly, right? Oh yeah, Philly fans, let me know, babe, below, man, how y'all feel about that. But, I know that you guys are die hard, man. I got you, son, but we can't do stuff like that, man. This, let's be professional about it, how they say, for sport athletes. And that's what I'm talking about today, man. Be a good citizen, support your team. You don't have to support them to the death. You know what I'm saying? But go Eagles fly, right? Whatever, how you guys say it, let me know in the comments, babe. But thank you again. Hit that like and subscribe button for me. The notification, bada bing bell. You know what I'm saying? And like always, man, hands down sports. Hit that marquee.